Hey everybody, Timothy here with Mana Rocks. It is Bifrost time for Ravnica Allegiance. We did Simic last time, and while I didn't love the end result, we went 2-2 in a competitive draft. I think it kind of showcases why Bifrost, why I'm doing it. It's kind of fun, right? I don't know how it works with other sets, but in Ravnica, you kind of get a taste for all the guilds by doing something like this, and the gate deck if it works out. And B, it kind of highlights why you don't go into a draft and say, I'm forcing something, because you're basically shutting yourself out of an opportunity to draft whatever's open. Now, the arena bots are a little bit weird, and the whole reason Bifrost works is because we're doing this on arena. I don't think Bifrost would work on Moto, but we've already done Simic, and we'll see what we're getting into this time. Kind of wanted to add like the Goblin Gathering or Petitioner deck on here, but not sure how to on our super duper wheel. But let's spin, see what we're drafting this time. Anything but Simic. Looks like Rakdos. Okay, Rakdos has great rare, so we have an opportunity to open up something great. Rakdos is also a little tricky. It's the one deck that doesn't seem to come together unless the pieces are open. So a little skeptical about this one. Hopefully we can go higher than 2-2, which is not where we want to be. We've 2-2'd a lot of these Ravnica Allegiance drafts, which I'm pretty unhappy with. I want to be at least 3-2 in my drafts. But I have just found that sometimes the decks curve out on you, and sometimes the decks just crush you. The creatures are really good this time around, and when they come down and you can't answer them right away, you just die to them. Hopefully we don't have a bunch of ill-gotten inheritance games, but maybe this time we get to be the one who drafts ill-gotten inheritance, because it's good in Rakdos. But anyway, that's the game plan. Bifrost, Rakdos. Let's go ahead and jump into our draft. This is a best of 3 matches. All right, well, there's a Vannifar. I don't think Vannifar is even like an absurdly powerful card. It is nice. And as much as I want to snap off this Gatebreaker Ram, we are going to take Acrobat. Actually, maybe it's Grotesque Demise. We could stake our claim here. There would be an Applied Biomancy right here, too. So I want to point out, if you're wondering why I'm not taking these cards, this might not be the video for you. I know Gatebreaker Ram, Vannifar are really good. Applied Biomancy is really good, but the whole point of Bifrost here is to see what happens when you force a guild. So I have to take a red or black card. I said that's what I'm going to do. I do open the right to splash here, but I don't know that Rakdos is the guild that splashes too much, and it's usually not into green. There are no, well, there are, but we're not even going to finish that statement. I do think I'm just supposed to take Acrobat here over Grotesque Demise, just to kind of stake my claim on Rakdos. Here's your little print run. You see this quite often. Now, Rakdos' best common by far is Blade Juggler. Rafter Demon's basically not even a card. I probably won't take this even on the wheel. It won't make my deck, but Blade Juggler is great. Incentivizes you to have 2 drops. Ooh, Light Up the Stage is nice as well. Extremely underrated card, I think. I see this card go pretty late in packs sometimes, and I think it's awesome. A lot of times this will be 1 mana draw 2 cards, and the default of 3 mana draw 2 cards is pretty good too. It's a little bit awkward on the timing restrictions and everything, but it's pretty good. Blade Brand, also decent here. Gruul Guildgate we would consider picking up. Deface is not a card, and Locket is not really what you want for a Rakdos deck. So easy Light Up the Stage. Followed by some good ones. Rubblebelt Recluse is a card we would definitely play. Dead Revel, Spear Spewer, and Footlight Fiend are all fine. I do think I like Footlight Fiend over the Spewer, for a number of reasons. You can't even activate Spewer if you're in any sort of racing situations, and a lot of times your creatures don't deal a lot of damage, so your opponent gets more damage on board than you do, and you can just not activate this, in which case it's a terrible card. Footlight Fiend is always going to get in that 1 damage, and it plays extremely well with Blade Brand and Spectacle in general. You can suicide this creature in to trade up for 2/2s, so on and so forth. So a lot of good picks for us here. I would play a Spear Spewer, but it's not a high priority for me. I would also be pretty happy with Dead Revels. Dead Revels is quite nice here, but I'm going to take Footy Fiend and Carnival Carnage. All right, I like what I see. Burning Tree Vandal is a card that people like a lot more than I do. Gate Colossus. Wow, we could have had Ram plus Colossus. This is... Excuse me, felt the sneeze coming. Didn't hide it in time. Hopefully, when we draft Gates, we open the Gatebreaker Ram into Colossus. Trumpeter, you do need a lot of good 2-drops. That is true in order for your Blade Jugglers to really go off. But I do think I'm going to take Carnival Carnage. Carnage is just kind of a nice card to have. Consigned to the Pit is a card that I would like basically exactly one of in any black deck. I'm going to take Dead Revels, though. I think most people will see why. Don't love Undercity's Embrace, but it's good against green decks, and I think Thirst and Shade is really, really bad. I would basically never play this card no matter how much Spectacle I had. Rakdos Trumpeter does a good job of getting in, though. Ooh, Drillbit. Drillbit's a card that is better than I gave it credit for, and I thought it was still pretty good. It is a lot of times just Thoughtseize with no downside, and I've been pretty happy playing it. Guildgate, I'm just going to take another Trumpeter here. Here's a Goblin Gathering. This was our opening pack, right? I would love to open just a Rakdos rare, right? Pretty easy Trumpeter. All right, Blade Brand. Undercity Scavenger is also pretty decent with some of your creatures because they do fall off in the late game. Blade Brand is, well, how many creatures we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have, what, 4 spells so far? Kind of a tough pick. Scavenger is nice in the late game. Like I said, a lot of your creatures are kind of these dorky, wimpy cards, and they do just get a little bit worse as the game goes on. Probably want the Scavenger here over the Blade Brand. Wouldn't mind a Blade Brand, but we're going to take Scavenger first. All right, Dead Revels and Rebel Belt Recruits. We already picked up one Revel, so let's go and pick up a top-end creature here. Vizkopa Vampire is begrudgingly playable. Not a fan of it, and Thirst and Shade is just not making my deck. Sphinx of Insight, wow. Look at this pack. This pack is a lot of payoff for everything except for us, but hey, maybe, like I said, we get to be the Inheritance deck. We got trashed by it left and right when we were playing Simic. Maybe it's our time to do the trashing. Ooh, I love a Basilica Bellhaunt, but this is easy skewer. Hopefully we will Carnival Carnage. It does go pretty late. Spear Spewer. Basilica Bellhaunt is an awesome card, but I think this is pretty easy skewer. I think most people would come to that conclusion as well. Teysa Karlov. Undercity Scavenger, clear the stage. I don't love Sure Strike here. Rafter Demon's pretty bad. Clear the stage, not quite going to cut it. We have one creature that really triggers it. I don't think Teysa's good either, even though it does work with Footlight Fiend. Do I want another Scavenger here? I don't have a lot of expendable creatures. I don't really want the Guildgate. Maybe I just want the Sure Strike. But it would probably wheel, right? Could take Clear the Stage, although it's not amazing here. Following that up, we have another Drill Bit. We do have a Sure Strike and a Consign through the Pit. I'm going to take Consign over the second Drill Bit. Alright, Racketeers is fine. Plague White's really good, though. Plague White is basically unblockable. It has flanking. It doesn't say it on the card, but it actually has flanking. And then Carrion Imp is fine as well, but Plague White gets in there. I would love to see more Blade Jugglers, but we're just not seeing them. Here, Noxious Grudion or Blade Brand. I think one of the Storm Strikes is coming back. So if I really want one, I can pick one up. I don't know. Grudion? Grudion's fine. Grudion plays pretty well against all of the green decks. A lot of times they're not going to block it. Hello. Fireblade Artist is another card that on Arena you can almost always wheel it because it doesn't get taken. And I don't know why that is. This card's really good. Plague White, I think, is a little bit worse than Fireblade Artist, but not by that much. Artist can close out the game later on, though. I think that's a pretty easy pick for us. All right, there's Roustabout and Spike Wheel Acrobat. I actually like Acrobat and Gruul when you can play Savage Smash and more direct ways to remove blockers. Roustabout is just an okay card. It gives up in value the more Spectacle you have, or if you have like Theater of Horrors. Kind of a tough pick, actually, but I think I'm going to take Roustabout. Not playing anything out of this All Lockets pack. Alright, Carnival did wheel. And Orzhov Guildgate, just in case. We would play Ethereal Absolution. Drillbit wheeled as well. Don't know if I want two drill bits. Alright, this is coming together. We've got removal, we've got creatures. Can I open Theater of Horrors? One time. Tithe Taker. Not quite. Also clear the stage. And not a lot for us. This is not an amazing pack. I might take Undercity's Embrace over Spear Spewer here. I guess Spear Spewer is good with drill bits, light up the stage, Dead Revels. The more removal you have, the better it gets. Yeah, I'm going to take Spear Spewer. Yeah, alright. Ooh, Cult Guildmage is a good one. This is the one that 4 mana tap your opponent discards, or 1 mana tap deal 1 damage. So good Spectacle Enabler. Definitely better than Spear Spewer. Easy pick. Easy pick. This pick's not as easy. I still kind of want a Blade Brand. I don't think I need a Guildgate, although I'd play one. I really don't like Tin Street Dodger. And there's no commander, so I don't need Smother and Tithe. I think it's just Plague White, though. Attacks into your opponent pretty easily. I will take Spikewill Acrobat over the 3rd Trumpeter here. I don't want Rafter Demon. Acrobat hits hard when they don't deal with it. Ooh, Clamor Shaman's very nice. Very nice Clamor Shaman. Followed by, is it time for the Guildgate or time for the Blade Brand? Again, Blade Brand's just a good way to turn off, like, when your opponent, you know, plays their 4/4 and Plague White can no longer get in there. It's just a good way to get in there and make your opponent trade their creature whether they want to or not. Also, let's talk about how bad Syndicate Guildmage is. Well, we're not really going to talk about it, but we could talk about it. Another Plague White. That's a lot of Plague Whites. Wouldn't mind a Wrecker here either. 3 Plague Whites. All right, another Dead Revels is kind of awesome. We can play the grindy game, trade things off. I will take a Rafter Demon here, but we're not going to play it. Imperious Oligarch. I'm not playing Oligarch, so I guess I'll just take an uncommon. And Tin Street Dodger just is not good. Goblin Gathering. Is that a second Goblin Gathering? No, just one. Oh, a second Goblin Gathering. Once I hit 3 Goblin Gatherings, I actually consider playing them. The second Goblin Gathering's good. The first one's not good. The third one's really good. Alright, I don't want 2 Blade Brands. Let's just go through and do some quick cuts. I don't really want a second Drill Bit. I kind of like all these 2-drops. Carrion Imps aren't amazing here. I don't think Clear the Stage is even that good. I do have Rubble Belt Recluse, Spikewill Acrobat, Undercity Scavenger. So I do have ways to pump it. It also works with Hackrobat. You can pump it and then clear the stage. I could see this being good, actually. Maybe I don't want Consign to the Pit. What do I have for removal? Carnival's not really reliable removal. I guess Blade Brand's kind of removal. Don't have a lot, right? We have a Skewer. Is that all we have? Clear the stage, Consign to the Pit? Yeah, so I guess we didn't end up with a lot. Knowing how the draft went, I would have much rather had the, No, I guess Hackrobat's good. I would like a Grotesque Demise, though. It's kind of hard to make cuts here. Maybe I want 1 Carnival Carnage, because Carnival isn't amazing. I like all the Plague Whites, kind of like the Trumpeters as well. Noxious Grudion, I suppose, can come out, especially if we're against another Rakdos deck. It's not amazing. Probably going to Consign to the Pit here. I like the Scavengers. I could see Carrion Imp coming out. How many creatures do we have? Give me the info. I don't want to count. Show me the Carfax. Okay, well that's not that helpful. 17 creatures. 17 creatures. That's a decent number of creatures, not gonna lie. Wonder if I need Spear Spewer here. Spear Spewer always turning on white up the stage, and Spikewill Acrobat. I guess Spear Spewer is probably good in my deck, and then it's decent with Undercity Scavenger because it's something you don't mind sacking. I still got to cut 3 cards. Maybe Blade Brand. What would you guys cut? Carrion Imp, I guess, can come out. Maybe clear the stage. Alright, we have to make decisions. Let's go and cut Blade Brand. Bring it in against big nasty green decks. Not cutting up light of the stage. Roustabout? Nah. Let's go and cut Carrion Imp. And then maybe one of the Dead Revels. Dead Revels plus light up the stage might be a little bit much on the card advantage engine. Plus our clear the stage is going to be sometimes another pseudo Dead Revels. I think I can get behind what I have here. Curve out at 5. These can also be cast on 3, I think pretty reliably in my deck. Yeah, I kind of like it. Gonna get mana screwed every time, because that's what we do in Mana Rocks, but wouldn't be a Mana Rocks video without the mana screw. So, yeah, I think this deck's pretty solid. Didn't get any of the huge payoffs, no rares, no Fire Wheelers, but we've got some good ones, right? Fireblade Artist, Cult Guild Mage. We've got an actual game plan, so I like it. Rakdos. Let's see how it does in match 1. All right, pretty good opening hand, I would say. I was wondering in between the loading screen there if I should actually be like a 16-land deck and then cut the clear this stage for another Dead Revels. Got a nice curve here. Unblockable creatures. They don't say unblockable, but they're pretty unblockable early on. Opponent mulliganed, Zendrake. And then Drill Bit's nice to have against a mulliganed opponent. Carnage is also pretty good against an opponent who mulled. Let's go and run out some swamps first. This hand could use a Blade Juggler. I have liked Footlight Fiend quite a bit here. Alright, hopefully my opponent doesn't just play like Oligarch or something. I will attack into that. It trades for it, and I don't mind trading my 1-drop for my opponent's 2-drop. If not, just deals 2 damage to him. This guy's a little bit annoying too for my deck. I'm going to play a 2-drop here over Drill Bidding, and then next turn I can go... Well, I need a Swamp for it. If I draw a Swamp, I can go Plague White plus Drill Bit. I played the 1/3. It attacks a little bit better through multiple bodies, and it can block this Impassioned Orator. Bloodmist Infiltrator. Well, we do have Carnival. That is a real play against our opponent's 3/1. I think I'm just going to Carnival that over holding on to Carnage. One reason not to do that is that I have Footlight Fiend, and it kind of stops it from blocking anyway. Carnage might just be good against my opponent. Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to Carnival that. It's an instant anyway, right? If they want to make it unblockable, that's fine. Doesn't mean I'm not attacking this turn, right? But it does mean I can play Plague White and pass. I might be able to empty my opponent's hand next turn between Carnage and Drillbit. I would love for them to just sack a creature here. Oh. Oh. Yes, please. And they're only holding up black. Well, we don't get to do what we said. Oh, Acrobat's a fine draw. We are constrained on black mana here, though. But I can attack with everything. Opponent's probably pretty incentivized to go and trade off and then Drill Bit them. Or I could just play Acrobat. Didn't play land here. I could have also just hold up Trumpeter, but I'd rather do that later on when I'm out of things. Yeah, you cannot block the 1/3. Cool, we didn't lose a creature there either. Let's go ahead and Drill Bit them, see what's going on. See what they've got while they're a little bit cramped on mana. Alright, so this doesn't do anything against us. And they're way off from casting the Knight, so I'm going to take this Caracal. This is a sorcery as well, so it doesn't punish us for like pumping Acrobat or anything. Opponent did draw into Pegasus, which doesn't block really attack with the 2/2, so just let Trumpeter come through. Alright, Pegasus does not block either of these. It just dies to Plague White straight up. And then we'll play Acrobat here. Could use a Skewer or something like that. Go ahead and Spectacle, because why not? Acrobat pretty good against both my opponent's creatures as well because of the Death Touch. I mean, it's a 2/3, so it attacks through order. If they want to go for a double block of some sort, it just punishes them. Don't think we're seeing an attack this turn. I would be shocked. Really? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Alright, all the red mana in the world. Thankfully we're ahead on board here. Alright, so we're going to pump Hackerbat plus Trumpeter here. Just double check this is, yeah. Opponent said no blocks. Alright, opponent might not be the best here. I'm not 100% sure what's going on. It's part of the reason I don't like main deck and Bring to Trial, even though it's a decent sideboard card, because there are some decks where it just doesn't do anything. Alright, opponent's just dead on our turn. Yep. Game 2 against Zendrake. They've got some life gain. Don't care too much about the 7-drop because I can't do anything about it anyway. Carrying Imp's a little bit better against, what's it called? Pegasus, but not even that great against Pegasus. And then Carnival, they did show us a 3-1. They showed us multiple 3-1s, right? The Caracal plus the 3-1 that can become unblockable. So I think I'm going to bring in another Carnival and maybe take out Drillbit because I'm going to cast Carnage a good amount of times. Maybe I take out Clear the Stage. Yeah, I'm going to take out Clear the Stage, and I'm actually tempted to just take out a Swamp here for like another Dead Rebels or something. Maybe Blade Brand. Do we have 2 Blade Brands? When did we end up with a second Blade Brand? Anyway, game 2 coming up. Alright, I literally just noticed I'm Nissa now for some reason as well. It just changes on a whim. I like this hand. It doesn't have a lot going on, but it has some early plays. And just draw some lands will be okay. Ye Old Twilight Panther does not block Plague White very well. Alright, that made this hand really good, I think. See what the 2-drop is here. Probably just going to play Plague White over the Trumpeter, since Twilight Panther can still attack into the Trumpeter regardless. I don't mind trading off creatures either with the Dead Rebel in my hand. Alright, so I'm probably just going to look to trade early off. I'm not going to trade Guild Mage yet, though. Let's go Trumpeter. Opponent's carving out on us, which is not good news. Oh, I guess I should have played Plague White there. Just traded it for the Panther. Viscopa Vampire's fine. That's another 3-1, so Carnage looking even better. They can just attack with both now. So give my opponent basically a free attack there. Could attack them back as well. We're only taking 1 though, so again, we're not under a lot of pressure here. Footlight Fiend? Ugh, Trumpeter. Alright, land would be great next turn so we could just double spell. Let's go ahead and play a Plague White. Yep. So looking to trade my Trumpeter here. Looking to just trade off basically completely. Hopefully my opponent doesn't go 4-drop, 5-drop or some nonsense. They're definitely curving out on us right now. So we're going to be behind on the race, but I think we can make up for it here. Would like to get this Vampire off board as soon as possible, though. Will make my opponent gain too much life. Again, land would be awesome. Doesn't even matter what land. Alright, what do we got going on, opponent? What do we got going on, Zendrake? We really want to be on the play here. This kind of highlights why, because we would be attacking into them and playing things rather than playing defense. Alright, had a feeling it was going to be Sentinel's Mark. I'm just going to double block, trade off for the Vampire. Could also play an Undercity Scavenger as a 5/5. Okay, pre-combat Death Touch. Wow, oh, this already has lifelink. That is Vigilance. That looks like one of those oopses where like you're trying to get the opponent, so I'm not blocking the 1 damage. I might just play Scavenger next turn. Yes. Alright, so do we Scavenger or do we double spell here? I think I play the 5/5. Sack the Trumpeter, make my opponent's blocks worse. I feel like my opponent's got a Rest or Zeal in hand. All right, how do we feel about Blade Brand, Carnival? Wouldn't mind drawing those. Put them on top like this so I can go 2-drop into Blade Brand into Carnival. And we're just not going to attack. If my opponent attacks with Viscopa Vampire, then Arrestor's Zeal doesn't quite do it. Bring to trial. Yep. They kept that in against us? That seems wrong. That seems incorrect. Alright, opponent's going to be at a really high life total once we get out of this, but we know we're drawing pretty well. Maybe I would have even kept Carnage on top had I known that. Just going to take it. Opponent's going up to 25. And spells in hand, no land. It's not good for us. Again, we're behind, but we have a lot of card advantage to make up for it. Yeah, I kind of wish I had kept Carnage on top first. I would just make them ditch their hand here. Opponent's playing extremely slow. Can't imagine they have too many options here. We can't even rule out them having anything because of the black mana on the Twilight Panther. Come on, opponent. Zendrake. They don't seem to realize it's still their turn. Okay, so let's go Trumpeter. Opponent keeps oopsing for some reason. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing, opponent? Still not attacking. Opponent had a land in hand they meant to play or something? Is that the oops? They play like a Grasp and Thrall, and I feel like I'm losing. They're down to 1 card, though. I think I get to go ahead and get them with Blade Brand now, and then maybe start winning the game afterwards. Probably make this a 3-3. And by winning the game, I mean crawling my way back out of this. I've got a lot of good cards. Oh, wow. Okay, I like that. It means Plague White's still going to trade off for something. I'm still going to make the same play. My opponent is going to be up to like 31 life here. All right, and I am going to trade off the Twilight Panther as well. So let's go ahead and block. They don't have Death Touch right now, so I could keep Trumpeter around and just take 1 more damage. Gotta trade off for this Panther at some point, right? All right, let's do that. And then let's Blade Brand our Trumpeter. We're going to draw into Carnage, which doesn't look too great here, but it's going to be good against any more X1s my opponent draws. And we get to go Plague White, Cult Guildmage. Ooh, Clamor Shaman's pretty good later on, too. So, Cult Guildmage plus Plague White. We've got a lot of life to get through, but I'm hoping Dead Revels here is going to be pretty good. Do gotta hope our opponent doesn't draw too well either. They just crack Locket right now. It opens up Carnage. And they have another Sentinel's Mark off the top. That would be really gross. And they're also incentivized to play basically everything because of the Cult Guildmage. Come on, opponent. Opponent's playing really slow. What if they drew Gas off the top? Just straight up Blade Juggler. That's a good draw. Not gonna lie. Especially the Orator. Got our work cut out for us. No attack. Spear Spewer. This is part of the reason Spear Spewer kind of sucks. Because of situations like this. So we can go Spear Spewer, Clamor Shaman. And have basically the same blocks as last turn. Carnage doesn't do too much. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go for that. Clamor Shaman with a counter. Spear Spewer, pass turn. And then we can activate our own Dead Revels. Wouldn't mind the 5th land here. Obviously, I'd like to just keep drawing spell. All right, lock it. Lock it. Lock it again. Okay. Could just make them pitch their last card, but I don't feel like it's anything super important. Skewer. Skewer's good. So I can Spewer, and then I can Skewer, and then I can Dead Revels. What do we Skewer in? This. Plague White's the one I'm most willing to trade off. Alright, let's go Spewer. And then let's go Skewer. Probably right to just kill a 3-2, but I'm actually going to kill Orator. Stop the life gain. All the trades are still basically the same. And then we can go ahead and attack with this. Probably attack with this and my opponent trades. Then we get him back, right? Yeah. Incentivize my opponent to make some good trades here. I would rather get rid of the Blade Juggler, I think. Opponent should probably not block here because they're at such a high life total. They did not. Alright, let's go ahead and Dead Revels. Get back Plague White, Trumpeter. And pass the turn. Now, if they kill Plague White and I go down to 5, I feel like I'm dying. I would love to draw Ill-Gotten Inheritance here. Alright, Thurston Shade is okay. Like, it can become a 3-3, but it's not that big of a deal. Crack the Locket. Just Carnage them while I can. Wouldn't mind Carnival in this Thirsting Shade. Looks like they hit a removal spell. Grotesque Demise or Summary Judgment kills any of my tapped creatures. Alright, they're going to kill Plague White and then come after me. For 6, yeah. I mean, maybe attacking with the second creature wasn't a good idea. Alright, well, that's not exactly what I had in mind there. If they attack with both, then Plague White's going to go ahead and block Blade Juggler. And then we're going to Carnival Thurston Shade end of turn while they can't pump it. Oh my god, this is such a grueling match to just sit through. And they do not attack. Hey, it's almost like we got free attacks in there. Alright, let's go ahead and shoot their Thirsting Shade here. Because that turned into a 3-3 lifelink does matter. I wonder if my opponent boarded that in. Kind of sucks. I guess they could get us with a Rester's Zeal. Alright, we draw Spike Wheel Acrobat. Make them discard their last card here. Attack with a 2-1. They get to attack us back, though. Just going to play out 2 spells, I think. And I could see attacking with Clamor Shaman here. Attack with Plague White. Yeah, I'll attack with a Plague White. I'm not going to win the game by not dealing damage to my opponent. And Trumpeter. Alright, we've got a million blockers. They're not the best blockers against what our opponent has. Spear Spewer, just going to sit here and basically not ever activate. Unless we really need to turn on Spectacle. Like if we drew Light Up the Stage, I could see that. Or if we drew a 2-drop. Or I guess a 1-drop Footlight Fiend. Then we could Spewer so we could Acrobat for 3. You get what I'm saying. We're only going to Spewer if we really need to and we don't feel like we're going to die on the next turn. I feel like my opponent's got a bunch of aggro creatures we could beat. That Knight would be really bad. Alright, Sky Tether is okay. I can still block with it and activate this ability, so Sky Tether doesn't do that much. This is not like Demotion where it stops its activated abilities as well. Getting the sense I'm playing against a newer player. That's not to say anything bad about them, but that's just kind of the impression I'm getting. Alright, cool. Land is nice. So let's go attacking with both the Plague Whites. These do not trade for the Panthers, but they'll trade for the 3/2s, and that's a trade I'm willing to take. Then we'll play Spike Will Acrobat and hold up the Clan Guild Mage. Just to ping our opponent for one. Closing the gap in life totals here. Again, Ill-Gotten Inheritance would have been an awesome draw, just to kind of get us out of this 11 territory. See our opponent playing something like, I don't know, what is it, Unbreakable Formation, and just having a really big turn that sets us really far behind. I'm never playing around Ethereal Absolution. Can't afford to anyway with this deck. If our opponent has it, then we'll just concede and go to the next game. Sky Tether on Cult Guild Mage seemed pretty bad. I think I'd put it on Clamor Shaman. Got a mana sink here too if I ever just don't draw anything. Alright, let's shoot our opponent. I'm not going to Spear Spewer though. I don't think I need to get ahead that much. And probably just start making our opponent discard. They're holding on to cards. So instants and stuff, pump spells, make them use them before combat. As long as I have stuff to play, though, I'd probably rather do that. So let's go and get in with the Plague Whites again. I could force this block with the 5/2, basically. Get another blocker off board. Attack with Clamor Shaman as well and make sure this can't block. So they have to trade off something relevant for it. Yeah, let's just not attack with the Acrobat. Just get in there with some more Plague Whites. Now, we do have 21 cards, and 13 of them are lands. That's not right. I can do math. 11 of them are lands. Alright, so opponent finally takes a trade here. Anything I can get off board is nice, because that makes Clamor Shaman way better. It makes it more likely I can start jamming. Alright, so pretty easy turn. Probably at the point where Spear Spewer is beneficial for us to close the gap. Because the Cult Guild Mage doubles up on it. My opponent's highly incentivized to start blocking. I don't think I can just swing out with everything, though. Alright, Oligarch is fine. They probably just drew that, I'm assuming. Oligarch does not block Plague White, for what it's worth. Plague White is way better than I gave it credit for. Showing its colors here. Alright, let's go ahead and ping the opponent. And again, as long as I'm drawing spells, I'm going to go ahead and cast those spells. But anytime I just draw a land, I'm going to go ahead and activate this thing. So, Plague Whites. Well, the problem with attacking with Plague White here is that my opponent will get the flyer. I think what I'm going to do here is go attack, 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 and make it so Oligarch just straight up can't block. That way my opponent's taking some amount of damage here. They have to trade off relevant creatures. Don't really matter how they trade. I think what's going to happen is they'll block Acrobat plus Clamor Shaman. And if I can get my opponent down to one creature, then the Trumpeter becomes a better attacker. Roustabout is fine as well. But I don't really want to give my opponent that Spirit. Not if I can avoid it. And then post main phase, we'll go ahead and make our opponent discard a card. It could just be flooding. I don't think they're on all lands here. Yeah, I think Blade Juggler wants to block Shaman. No block on Clamor Shaman? Okay. And they have a trick of some sort? Sure. Sure. Wow. Alright, now we're even. Spear Spewer definitely starts becoming relevant here. Alright, let's go and pitch one of those cards in your hand. I have no... They've got to be holding lands. They're just not casting anything with all of their mana. Top deck an Oligarch and casting it. I can't even really think that, or they're splashing for something, and Can't play it. They could even like hard cast a Colossus. By the way, a card I do not want to play against with this deck. Gate Colossus. Drill Bit. Okay, so they might be on discard spells. Alright, well that one makes sense. Another Oligarch. I think I'm supposed to just go for like Spewer plus Guild Mage here. I am getting close to just a tap out all-in attack, but not quite yet. Oligarch also can't really attack into me. I'm gonna Spewer here. Put our opponent down to 10. Life totals are even, but I think I'm winning the race. Spew that spear. Alright, Footlight Fiend solid here. Still not giving my opponent a whatchamacallit, so let's go ahead and see their last card. Put them back to cold top decking. They wanted their last card over Drill Bit too. Summary Judgment. Go ahead and kill the Cult Guild Mage. Alright. It's a good play. How long have they had that in their hand? I don't understand. Alright, so make it so one of these can't block. See what this looks like real quick. Attack with everything, make it so an Oligarch can't block. If they double block here, they take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If they block 2 things, Clamor Shaman plus Roustabout, they take minimum 1, 2, 3, 4, go down to 6. Yeah, I think we're just swinging all in at this point. I think I can race the spirit tokens. Oligarch can't block. Blade Juggler has no free blocks either. I think Blade Juggler kind of has to trade off here. Don't think they can afford to double block the Trumpeter. Alright, so opponent takes 4. And we've got Trumpeter online, plus Spewer to kind of get in there. I have Footlight Fiend on defense. Oops, there's no oops there. There's no oops. You did fine, opponent. Drawing that land is an oops. Oligarch can attack, but I can kill the Spirit with Footlight Fiend. Wow, no attack with the Spirit either. Alright, Spewer getting in there. Plague Light's also basically a free roll attack here. Acrobat's nice. Alright, we're just jamming everything at this point. Opponent's empty-handed. Grindy game here. Opponent did flood a little bit. Maybe not. I mean, they cast a lot of spells and cracked 2 lockets. I would expect them to have a lot of lands. They double block Trumpeter. They take 3, and then they're just dead to Spewer next turn. They die if they just block Footlight Fiend. They have to block at least 2 things here, right? They either have to block Trumpeter or they have to block... I guess they could just block Plague White. Well, can't make that block. This thing has Menace. Nope, still can't make that block. Still doesn't work. Still has Menace. Yep, still there. Alright, must be playing against a newer player. That's fine. I'll let him figure out that Trumpeter has Menace. Sorry this game's gone on so long. Well, that kills them, so we'll take it. Give him the GG. Dang, what a grindy game. Didn't feel like we were super ahead. I did feel like we could grind that out with what we had against what our opponent had and what kind of deck they were playing. But they got us with a couple cards. We got them back with a couple cards. So, fair and square magic. And it puts us at 1-0. Pretty long first match, so we're just going to go and cut this short and jam the second match. See you there. Alright, I like this draw a lot. 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop. If we can continue to draw pressure, it's pretty good. I don't know if we didn't make the permanent change with the 16th land over the clear to stage. Keep in, we're against her radius. Not his radius, but her radius. And we will see if being on the play here is that useful. Against big green fatties, might not be amazing. But We've seen the power of inheritance. Alright, get some damage in as well. Would love a Fireblade Artist over one of these Trumpeters. But you can't have everything. I'll pretty happily trade this off. If I can keep my opponent's board presence clear. Oh, great, we're just going to run into Ram or something. Definitely attacking into that. Opponent's probably blocking Roustabout. Alright, let's see if Inheritance is as good for us as it has been for everybody else. We don't have a lot to back it up with, though, and our opponent's playing probably Gatebreaker Rams and Colossuses. What in the world? Wish I could have perfect mana every time. Alright, yep. Alright, I'm going to attack for 1 and just play another Trumpeter, I think. Overdealing the extra 2 damage this turn. Can I draw a Blade Juggler or a... I guess I would take a Dead Revels. Alright, Night Arbiter races us. They can't really attack with the Messenger here. But them not being able to attack is fine. Of course we're going to Flood here, and not going to work. Yeah, I don't really even have a attack here. Did not expect to see these cards after Simic Guildgates, Gruul Guildgates. Jesus. Alright. See if they just come in with the Arbiter or not. I assume that's what they're going to do. Probably don't want me to get a free attack with the Trumpeters. If I draw another land, I just feel like I'd die. I need something here. Playing against a high alert deck. Well, my opponent played a card that's actively worse with high alert, but it is another blocker with these Trumpeters. Just a little bit too much Flood here. Just a little bit too much. Alright, something? Anything? Shoot. Wow. That's remarkable. Could attack with both Trumpeters, get some damage in, and then trade off. They go block, block. They could get the Spirit as well here. Trumpeters aren't really holding them back. I'd have to attack with both and basically throw one away. I mean, not throw one away. It trades for this, which is not negligible. I get in 3 damage, put our opponent down to 10. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Okay, blocking with the bird instead, huh? So here I just trade for the Sage. And then... problem is my opponent's got a 2-turn clock on me. 3-turn clock, actually. 8, 8. We've got 8 in the air. See if they start attacking. They can attack with this Messenger and then use High Alert to untap it as well. I think we're getting attacked with both of these here. Again, another enchantment here. Well, our inheritance has not been good as every opponent's inheritance last game. Last set of games. Footlight Fiend's not exceptional here at all. If I attack with Trumpeter, they just untap with High Alert, so... wow, Counterspell as well. This game is, I think, just over. Yeah, they've got Essence Capture. Alright, let's go to the next game. It is over. Even if it doesn't look over, it's over. We flooded hard there. We didn't make our changes ahead of time here. Clear the stage, not going to be amazing against an opponent playing High Alert. So I think we want the Dead Revels. Grudion seems better here. Drillbit, Blade Brand. These are all cards I'm interested in. Consign, like these late game cards. Even Carnival Carnage. We probably don't want 2 Carnival Carnages, though. Spear Spewer I'm much less interested in. I like the Spike Wheel Acrobat. I like the big top-end creatures. I'm not going to go down a land here for those. Maybe I don't want the second Dead Revels. because my opponent's often not going to kill my creatures. All right, let's go down one of the drill bits. I like the Grudion. Plague White's just okay. Yeah, one Blade Brand seems fine. Carnival gets a lot worse. All right, so considering Drill Bit again here. If I'm bringing in Consign to the Pit, I want the 17th land. We flooded hard there, even with what we had. But we do have tools to fight this. We've got a lot of ways to get through blockers. Maybe Trumper is not amazing here. We didn't draw a lot of our best cards. Yeah, an opponent's not going to kill a lot of our creatures. I don't know. This is kind of tough. Like, too much expensive stuff doesn't seem great. Maybe I don't want Acrobat. And then, sure. Okay, we'll make those trade or exchanges and go to game 2. All right. Again, I like this. This might be better than our previous hand. We did go 2-drop, 3-drop Inheritance, but then we drew what, 2 more spells that whole game? A Trumpeter and a Footlight Fiend. That doesn't quite cut it. I would love to Drill Bit before my opponent has an opportunity to play High Alert, especially if they have it in hand. Footlight Fiend would have made this hand amazing. I could go Acrobat into 2-drop Drill Bit or Spear Spewer. I don't think this is a match where I want Spear Spewer. I can't afford to top deck that later in the game. Opponent's clearly got some gate payoffs in their deck as well, which are going to be very hard for me to beat. Oh, I can play Drill Bit plus Acrobat this turn, right? Yeah. So let's attack. Let's go and Drill Bit first. Let's see what's going on over there. Target you. All right, Gatebreaker Ram, Exaltation. Oh, I'm not going to beat anything my opponent has here, but I think I'm supposed to take Ram. This is just being a 4-mana 4/4. Fairy Duelist. Yeah, my opponent's hand is really good. Let's get rid of the Ram. Play Acrobat. And pass. My opponent's probably going to play Sage Row here if they didn't draw a land. Try and find their 4th, 5th land. Maybe not, because it doesn't attack that well. Fairy Duelist isn't amazing against these. Yeah, opponent's just going to go for the long game here, which means I get to play Roustabout. Hopefully draw a bunch more spells in the next couple turns. Exaltation is going to let my opponent catch up if they have time. All right, 1 top, 1 bottom. Another Plague White, huh? All right, let's go ahead and Jammerino. We will pump once. Get in 6 damage, not negligible. And then what next? Plague White or Roustabout? Let's go and just use up our own mana, play another Roustabout. And by another Roustabout, I mean our first and only Roustabout. All right, they drew a tap land, so they've got Fairy Duelist at the ready. Fairy Duelist, turn this into a 2/3, or a 2/1, so can help this trade off, can make this a 1/2, which either gets blocked by the Fairy and doesn't die, or gets blocked by Sage Row and trades. Make this a 0/1, but they still can't block and kill it. So I think I'm safe to attack with everything into Fairy Duelist. Yeah, so if I attack with Acrobat and they Fairy Duelist it down to a 0/3, I let them block and then decide whether or not I'm pumping. So yeah, I think everything can attack here. Probably going to trade Sage Row Savant for my Roustabout, I imagine is what's going to happen. See what they target first. Probably Acrobat. Maybe Roustabout. All right, so let's let them do that, and then let's let them declare blocks. They might double block Acrobat. Okay, so I get to kill Duelist here. Oh no, I trade off for Duelist, which I don't think I like. Yeah, I don't like that. I'm just going to let the duelist soak that damage. Play another Plague White. Alright, not sure why there was a stop after damage there. Alright, so Azorius Knight Arbiter coming down would be a problem for me, because only Hackerbat can attack into that. Syndicate Messenger, not so much, but it is annoying. It trades for the Plague White. Fairy Duelist does not have a good block here, though, which I like. Draw something. I like that. I think I'm just jamming with everything. Messenger trades for a Plague White. Fairy Duelist has no good blocks. And then one of the Plague Whites gets through for 2. Gives him another blocker next turn. Alright, they're letting Fairy Duelist bite the bullet as well, which kind of makes sense. And that last card is not a 5th land. Go and play Cult Guildmage. I'm going to play out my lands here because of the Guildmage. And this is probably just going to be on ping duty. I don't think it's going to be on discard duty, unless my opponent literally plays nothing here. Alright, Senate Griffin trades for either of these. So opponent's still at the position where they can kill one of my creatures, but not both of them. Yeah, and I think I want this Guildmage to just be pinging here. Depends on what I draw, too. If I draw, like, Skewer the Critics or something, I'm in pretty good shape. Rakdos Trumpeter, sure. So, attacks... Could attack with the Guildmage, too. Nah, I like the Guildmage for long-term advantage here. Yep. And then take 2... If I make my opponent discard, they're just going to ditch this Exaltation because they're not going to have time to cast it, so I'd rather just deal the 1 damage. Trumpeter was a good draw as well. Since it threatens to do 3 damage next turn, it's going to be hard for my opponent to block it, I think. Opponent did get mana screwed this game. Granted, they've cast a lot of spells. Looks like they're splashing Gatebreaker Ram. Lock it? Okay. Lock it's fine. Lock it into Pateramander. They have 0 spells in graveyard. Alright, opponent blew up a second time there. Alright, we get to go to game 3, but we're on the draw against a really kind of obnoxious deck. I really just don't want Spear Spewer again. Carrion Imps? Against Terramanders and Sylvan whatevers. Or Syndicate Messengers. Opponent didn't seem like they had a lot of removal. We saw 1 counterspell, but that's about it. I think I'm just going to run it back again. See how we do. Go into game 3. See you there. Alright, this seems like a pretty easy mulligan. No red mana and a bunch of expensive stuff. This also isn't great against a fast start from the opponent. I mean, Hackerbat on 3 is fine. Hackerbat is a good card against our opponent. That made it better. We have the 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop again. But if they just go like Gatebreaker Ram, we are in trouble. Probably have to like double block. I guess Hackerbat can trade for great Gatebreaker. You got it? Great Gatebreaker. Gateway Sneak, huh? Okay. Gateway Sneak's a good one. Gonna go and play just straight up Hackerbat here. I guess I missed a damage there. I could have pinged my opponent for 1 with the Guildmage. And then, Spectacled Hackerbat. Alright. See how many gates our opponent can muster up here. Senate Courier. If they just play High Alert, then obviously we die, but I think just get Inheritance down. Could hit for 4. No, I'm going to get Inheritance down, I think. Does the most long-term damage. I have blockers right now. Or a blocker. I could see this being wrong. I could see Pump, play Trumpeter, ping for 1. That gets in 4, 5 damage and puts another body on board. I mean, a Gatebreaker Ram, a Colossus, even an Arbiter would be kind of annoying here. If they have High Alert, I'm just dead, so not too worried about that. But Inheritance has a lot of long-term value. Got a summary judgment? Oh, okay. Well, opponent's slow rolling us for some reason, even though they've got the win in like 2 turns now. We're going to have to find some really good removal here. Huh. Okay, interesting. I think I would just race Rubble Belts. Rubble Belt's not terrible. If I attack with Acrobat, it trades for Courier. I'm just going to play Rubble Belt Recluse. It can block the sneak as well. And no attacks here. They have infinite gates as well. Then I'm going to die. It's a nice little combo. Gateway Sneak's just naturally good with High Alert. Yeah, alright. Another opponent who just went gate, and then got paid off for it somehow. Maybe they first pick Gatebreaker Ram. Uh-oh, pre-combat spells. Oh, Vigilance, okay. So 7. Alright, I need them to not add like another big body to the board here. Okay. Trumpeter. I think I'm sending Acrobat in. Fairy Artisan doesn't do, or Fairy Duelist doesn't do too much. I'm just close to dying as it is on board, but maybe this can incentivize my opponent to trade off. Opponent's drawn, what, 3 extra cards off Gateway Sneak already? Alright, they have the Duelist, which is a 2/2. Doesn't actually do that much, though. You can make this a 4/5, and then they double block it. Sure. Alright, that means they're going to go for the double block. Oh, chump and block. Alright, 1 blue or 1 green. They could have Gift of Strength here. Let's go ahead and just give this Death Touch. This is weird. Why shrink that and not make me use more mana? I'm a little perplexed. It slows down the clock significantly, too. Not sure why our opponent went for that play. Granted, we got a lot of damage to get through here. But we get to keep our Recluse. Put on 6 cards in hand, though. There's no way I'm just snagging this game. They can also pretty freely attack with this because of the High Alert. Alright, Wall Mage is binding, sure. Main phase Wall Mage is binding. Alright, into what? Probably attack with Sneak, I imagine. Into Syndicate Messenger. Alright. Really? Interesting. Go and shoot them. Every turn they don't attack, my ill-gotten inheritance becomes a little bit better. So I can attack with both Trumpeters, whichever one they double block. I can go ahead and trade off for Sneak here, which I like a lot. And then I can't play Groody on this turn. But they left both their creatures back, I assume, meaning they're going to double block. They'll have a 3/3 flyer, but at least they won't have a 3/3 that draws on a card when it hits us. So we'll pump, and then we'll just hold up a ping with the Cult Guild Mage. And they still just have 3 damage here. Okay. Pretty close game going back and forth. I have this to activate at some point. Alright, well that changes things a lot. So they attack for 3, put us down to 9. Oh, and Terramander. You just had to have another spell, didn't you? You just had to have something. Alright, well now I feel like I'm just going to lose. 9, 8, 9. I'm probably just dead next turn, unless I draw something to kill Pteramander right now. That doesn't do it, does it? So this is 10, 11, 12, 13. I can't block any of it. Alright, I'm going to attack with Trumpeter, and hopefully they just block with Pteramander. Oh, they did block with Pteramander. It does give us another turn if they have nothing in hand. If they have Exaltation, that doesn't kill us. Alright, let's go and play... I think I just play the Garudion instead of Guild Mage in their last card. Opponent gave us another turn there. They have 8, so we're going to go down to 2. I still think I'm just dead on my next turn. I have a Consign to the Pit in my deck, so maybe I can kill this Arbiter. I got to draw pretty well, though. Okay. Going down to 2. Deal 1, and I need an answer to Arbiter right now. Ping. Plague Light. Doesn't do it. So we're just dead, right? We can go up to 7. Well, maybe if they block with Messenger, if they untap and block with Messenger, might be able to stay alive. Looks like they're going to do it, too. Opponent giving up lethal yet again. So this will only put them 6 damage on board. Alright. Spirit. I can't play Plague White. I'm just dead the following turn, though. Opponent's made a lot of really weird plays, and I'm still just going to die. Alright, let's go ahead and activate. Put our opponent down to 5, 4. Oh man, if I draw Fireblade Artist and they don't have anything, or Skewer. Alright, go down to 1. Alright, Sage Rose Savant is fine. Let's go and just shoot him here. Alright, Skewer the Critics wins. Skewer the Critics wins the game. Oh, 1 in 25 shot. Flameblade Artist does not. Skewer the Critics. Oh, Consign to the Pit does it too. No, it doesn't. Consign does not win the game. Oh, double Plague Light. Alright, well, GG opponent. They got us with their High Alert deck. Again, another enchantment deciding the game here. Not the creatures themselves, but the enchantment. Unfortunately, our inheritance was not quite enough for the control deck. So, going to be 1 in 1. Not where I want to be. I like my deck, but we flooded too hard in that first game. Did we flood? Something went wrong. Maybe we had a good draw. Oh, no, we flooded. We also just didn't draw spectacular there. High Alert deck's always going to be just good against Rakdos. But anyway, I think we can scrap this together. I have faith. Let's go into match 3. Alright, well this looks like a good Rakdos keep. Spear Spewer might actually shine this time. On the play with the turn 1 Spewer is solid. Hopefully we're against like another Azorius deck or something and we can just run them over quick. Against Rakdos, I like this. Footlight Fiend would have been a better 1-drop than Spewer, but we're going to go ahead and turn to a Acrobat and hopefully draw a land. We can go Acrobat after Acrobat. If not, we've got the Footlight Fiend or the Trumpeter. Orzhov Enforcer, sure. That's a good follow-up play. What do I do here? Just play Trumpeter, and I don't think I trade. Opponent's gonna have a thing. I could play Fireblade Artist and just attack with both my dudes. My opponent's gonna attack me is the thing. And if I'm not attacking, then am I blocking? No, if they attack me, though, I get to attack them back without them having a Death Touch creature. So maybe it's right to play Footlight Fiend. That's probably not right, though. I wish I could live Footlight Fiend plus Artist. I'm going to play Trumpeter here. Just ship the turn. Alright, I need to draw a third land pretty badly, though. Maybe I should trade off because of the Dead Revels? Whoa! Oh, I just realized that was a green mana. Huh. Hit and Spear Spewer. I'm going to activate. For some reason, I thought their second land was a swamp. But no, this is just another stupid gate deck. Alright, now I have some plays. We'll go attack. Do I play Acrobat here? Just attack for one, play Footlight Fiend plus Artist. No, I'm going to attack with both, let him trade off, and then play these two, and then I can sack Footlight Fiend to kill the Spirit. I have the Dead Revels too to get these things back, so trading off is not the worst. Oh, I have to make sure we leave up red-black. Could also just not kill it depending on what my opponent does. Jeez, opponents with the ridiculous mana always. Oh, attack, huh? Okay. Footlight Fiend doesn't really attack into the opponent. Yeah, I'm gonna sack it and kill this Spirit token. Get some damage in on the opponent, make sure Trumpeter can get in there. Drill Bit. I like the Drill Bit. So I'm going to go Dead Revels Drill Bit probably. Dead Revels back. What? Footlight Fiend Acrobat's not bad. See what's going on over there. I don't think this 5-2 is amazing on this board. Alright, Terramander, Open the Gates, Grasping Thralls. Alright, Terramander I can deal with. Grasping Thrall is going to be a problem, so let's get that out of their hand. They're going to be close to activating Terramander, like really close. So we'll have to watch out for that for sure. If I can get Footlight Fiend down, I think they're going to be able to adapt it before I get Footlight Fiend down because of the Open the Gates. They're just going to have enough mana. Oh, they played Mammoth Spider instead, so maybe not. They attack for 2, I get to attack him back with Trumpeter. Alright, well, that wasn't too bad. I'll play Footlight Fiend plus Plague White. Okay, just drew a draw 5 off the top, no big deal. Draw 5, if I that I mean draw 3. 2 top, 1 bottom. Alright, now I'm like really losing this game, aren't I? Decline. Like no real attacks. I could attack with Trumpeter, turn this into a Spirit. Opponent's going to get to the point where they can play Terramander and adapt it in the same turn. Just play a 5-2. They have to block that, basically. We're not quite getting there. Maybe I'm supposed to go in on the Artist here. Just start nugging my opponent for 2 a turn. They can't do too much attacking. Alright, Noxious Garudion. Interesting. Into Open the Gates. Opponent's going to have 1, 2, 3 spells in graveyard. Can't wait to get got by Gates Ablaze here. Opponent's smart to not play the whatchamacallit either. Alright, yeah, I'm going to just start sacking creatures here. I can't really attack into my opponent too well. And this deals 3 to the opponent, puts them to 11. Also turns on Spectacle for the whole turn. Trumpeter can attack and trades for Messenger. 5-2 can attack. Trades for something. No, I'm not going to attack. We'll just play Acrobat. Alright, imagine we're going to see Terramander plus Adapt next turn, would be my guess. Then I think my opponent can kill me before I kill them. But what can you do? We drew fine too. My opponent just look at this graveyard. Look at this Wooburg graveyard. All right, here comes Terramander and the instant adapt, I'm assuming. Yep, could not wait to click that. Opponent does have to do some blocking though. I think I'm going to sack Plague White here. Just doesn't attack very well. Non-land, non-land, non-land. Hate you, deck. Alright. Should play that pre-combat. So attack here, attack here. Opponent's got decent trades. I can't win this game. Oh, he's so close. And then Trumpeter can actually get double blocked now. Opponent's got good blocks too. They get to keep their 2 super relevant creatures. And I've just got nothing on board. Opponent's got 6 in the air with a 3/5 that I can't even profitably block anymore. This is part of the reason I don't like playing aggro unlimited, is because sometimes you get to the point where you just can't win. Like, I don't have top decks that win this game anymore. Sure. And we're just dead. Surprised they're not attacking with the 3/5. Alright. Sure, opponent. Sure thing. No. Alright, let's see what the draw is. Swamp. I do not like taking a round 1 loss here. See this opponent just playing janky colors. Gatebreaker Ram, though. We don't have a lot of answers to big creatures, unfortunately. I'm going to kind of board very similarly with the Blade Brands and such. Against Terramander. Maybe I should punish their draws by just, like, carnaging them out, making them play empty-handed. But then they'll top deck well. Let's see. Spear Spewer, again, does not seem great. Maybe it does? I don't know. Consign, Rebel Belt, Clear the Stage. Seemed fine, actually. They had a lot of good targets to kill with that. Scavenger. That would have been a good inheritance game. Haven't seen our light up the stage at all, have we? And then again, we're going to be on the plan of basically taking out everything that we just said we were going to bring in. Carnival has upside of killing Terramander and some spirit tokens. I don't really want to use a whole card for that. Drill Bit does seem fine against them. Probably too much discard, though. Kind of like the Carnages over the Drill Bit, though. We still need to cut 2 more cards here. Roustabout has not seemed particularly amazing. Cut 1 of the Trumpeters. I'm having a tough time cutting because I do have a lot of great cards. I like the Consign as well, just against big creatures. Maybe Clear the Stage does come out. Doesn't kill Mammoth Spider or any of their adapted creatures. Oh, we didn't see a Get the Point, did we, at all? I like the Plague Whites, too, and the Blade Brand. I like everything. Guess we're playing 41 cards. We didn't make it in time. It's the first time that's happened. Hey, look, I'm Teferi now. All right, see you game 2. This is a great hand. Let's see if it gets there. It does depend on whether or not they can kill one of my 2-drops. But the turn 3 Blade Juggler with the 2 damage on turn 2, awesome draw. Could punish a really slow gate start, too. Okay, well, that's annoying. Never punished for their mana. Never punished. Probably just play... I want to play a 3-drop here. I'm going to play Roustabout. I need to use my mana wisely here. Should probably attack with the Artist as well. Get this thing out of the way. Opponent snaps off the block. Artist is good, but I need to use my mana well, and I need to Geez, you have plays too? Oh my god, my opponent drew the exact same hand. I don't know, Mardu. Oh. Okay, that was a good draw. So we can go 2-drop. 2-drop, 2-drop. Play Guild Mage plus Plague White. There goes an Azorius Guildgate. Jesus, got to be kidding me. Alright. So, question here is, do I go Blade Juggler or do I go double 2-drops? I think I go double 2s. Because there's a chance I brick on hitting the 5th land with the Blade Juggler, and then I can only play Blade Juggler this turn, whereas getting multiple bodies on board seems like what I need to do here. Opponent on infinite removal spells and interaction. Their Mardu deck. Alright, so looks like we just trade for a Plague White. Okay. I will pump this guy, trade for both their creatures if I can. Guess they have a Mammoth Spider or something, then they can just block these Plague Whites. So it makes sense if they have a play that can just block them. Alright, is my opponent finally getting punished for their mana? Cast with Spectacle. Alright, not amazing follow-up, but that's one less land we're drawing next turn. Opponent didn't have a play on 5 mana last turn. And we're pretty far ahead. Now would be time to capitalize on it. Okay, so we saw one game where opponent went off on us, played a lot of good things that are great against us, and then on this game, opponent had a lot of good plays, basically all of the same stuff they had the previous time. I like Drill Bit a lot, or Blade Brand a lot less, knowing my opponent has just like good removal in their deck. I like the Drill Bit a lot more on the draw. Some of the late game stuff can come out on the draw. Clear the Stage for sure can come out. And maybe just the Acrobat comes out against multiple Death Touch creatures. Alright, run it back. Alright, decent hand. A little bit light on creatures. Opponent's going down to 6 and scrying to the bottom. This does not let him cast Scorch Mark. We also draw in fairly well here. Play the Guild Mage, and then on turn 3 I can ping. I guess if my opponent doesn't have red mana, I'm just going to play a Plague White. They haven't shown us the removal yet. And this is more likely to be able to attack and deal damage. Alright, I like this a lot. So we're going to attack for 2. And then, well, never mind. Opponent's got a trick on all removal again. It's fine. Does make our play a little bit worse here. Cult Guild Mage. Almost guaranteed to get in damage. Almost. I would love to just draw a land and carnage them. Oh, especially while they're mana screwed. Again, we need to capitalize on that, I think. Could play a Clamor Shaman. I think I like 2-drop Drill Bit. Could be running into another Summary Judgment. Alright, let's go ahead and Drill Bit them. Ooh, I can't play 2 things, can I? No, let's just play another creature then. They could Essence. They could just have a counterspell here, but I'm not playing around counterspells. Alright, black mana. Could mean Grotesque Demise. Double Drill Bit. Still only 1 black mana, though. That will be our demise. Probably correct to just keep playing creatures while I can. Grasp and Thrall is a good one. Very good one. We can make it so it can't block, though. Seems fine. Yeah. Alright, Footlight Fiend. Doesn't let me double spell this turn. So what am I doing here? If I attack with everything, make it so Grasp and Thrall can't block, then they block Clamor Shaman, right? I can make it so Orzhov Enforcer can't block and then 2 for 1 myself with the Carnival Carnage. Either way, I think I'm attacking with everything. Or at least attacking with these two, right? Maybe I don't want to throw away Clan Guild Mage. Alright, I'm going to attack like this and then make it so Grasp and Thrall can't block. And I think they're just going to block a Clamor Shaman here. Get in 4 damage. And then we'll go Drill Bit you Footlight Fiend and hold up Carnival. Seems fine. Yeah, alright, let's see what's going on in that hand over there. Guessing some red cards. Alright, Precognitive Perception Skitter Eel. They have double blue. Skitter Eel can't actually deal with on board. And then Zerta Goblin, which they can't cast. Alright, I'm going to take Skitter Eel. They're going to use their next turn to Precognitive Perception. In turn. I'm anticipating that they're going to want to keep Grasp and Thrall back to block. So if they do that, I can go ahead and... well, I guess that doesn't make my attacks much better. The Plague White can attack. Footlight Fiend could attack. Alright. Yeah, this makes sense. So, am I Carnival-ing them this turn? No. That was a bad draw. I think I'm going to have to 2 for 1 myself with this stupid Carnival and then Dead Revels my guys back. Could also go for another Drill Bit here. Don't really want to lose the Clan Guild Mage, but I will. Alright. They could go block, block, and then I kill off their Grasp and Thrall with Footlight Fiend. That leaves me with just a Plague White. Alright, I like this. Now I don't have to use the Carnival. And then I think I'm supposed to Drill Bit my opponent. They just drew a bunch of cards. They kept 2 on top. I can Drill Bit, but God, being stuck on mana here does not let me capitalize on this much. Alright, open the gates, Dead Revels, Wayfinder. I think I just take Dead Revels, right? Yeah. We can fight through Wayfinder for sure, and then Zerta Goblin's not the worst. Open the gates doesn't do too much. They can't even play Zerta Goblin next turn unless they find specifically a mountain. Could also mess up the order here. Okay, they did not mess up the order. See if they want to find mountain or a gate. They found mountain, so they want to play the Goblin. Solana Wayfinder dies to Carnival, which I like. Huh, but they're not going to play the Goblin. See a little bit about what they're keeping on top as well. This doesn't even block Plague White. Alright, Noxious Grudion on top is not the worst thing to deal with either. I think they wanted to play that Goblin this turn. I'm not going to Carnival. God, can I has land? I think I'm just going to attack and Blade Juggler here. See if the opponent has drew Scorch Mark or something like that. Alright, time to juggle some blades. Alright, we did draw a land, so we still get to hold up Carnival. I think if I had just drawn my 4th land, I would slam Inheritance here, because opponent's in a lot of trouble. Grudion Goblin is going to be the play this turn. It's going to be a 3/3 Goblin as well, I'm assuming. Yep. And you could attack with the Wayfinder if it's not blocking. Alright, well, maybe not. Alright, I'm just going to slam Inheritance and pass the turn. I could attack with Plague White. I could actually attack with both. Opponent kind of has to do some blocks. Their best blocks are Wayfinder here and Grudion here, but Carnage is 3 damage. Inheritance is going to get there. Wow, really? Trade the Goblin off. Alright. Interesting. Ooh, Gatebreaker off the top, and it's a 6/6. That does change things a little bit. I think we might still get there, though. Go and play a 6/5. Or we can do what? Dead Revels. Back. Blade Juggler. Or Clamor Shaman. Got a lot of good options, but I'm just going to play Rebel Belt Recluse and hope my opponent doesn't top deck a Gate. Okay, if they attack with Ram, I'm blocking. This bought me a turn, basically. Alright, has to attack. Alright, we're going to go Dead Revels here for probably Footlight Fiend plus a 3-drop if we can. Something we can cast. Footlight Fiend plus Clamor Shaman. Yeah, I like that. Only got to get in a tiny bit more damage. In fact, I don't really have to get in any more damage because Carnage... I probably should just cast Carnage and then Inheritance them. Yeah, that would have been good. As it is, they can't attack into me, otherwise Footlight Fiend puts them to 5, this puts them to 4, and then we kill them. Drill Bit's really coming in handy this match. Also, our opponent's mana base punish them in these games. Yeah, I think we just got this. Swirling Torrent. Well, that makes it less so that we got this. Go ahead and play Footlight Fiend. If I had another mana, I could just kill him now. In fact, shouldn't have played anything. I'll just go and put him to 3. This makes it a guaranteed death next turn. I don't think they can kill us from 11, but I've been wrong before. Alright, so we got this one. Inheritance claims another soul. This will be a card I'm glad to not have in the next format. It is miserable to play against. But dragged us out of that one. Felt like we were going to get crushed after match 1. Oh, we did get crushed in match 1. But that's going to put us at 2-2, back where we're with Simic and long games, which is surprising for our Rakdos deck, but I think Rakdos does play the grind a little bit. Let's go for this 3-2. See you in match number 4. Alright, solid hand. Could technically drill bit on turn 2, but that would involve just throwing Carnival out there. This has to have a target anyway, right? Yeah. So not very likely. Against Spectacular. 13. Spectacular. Ooh, Light Up the Stage makes this hand really good, I think. We don't have a super high curve, so Light Up the Stage. I'm not going to cast it until I have a really good turn to do so. Ooh. Flameblade Artist plus Carnival seems great here. My opponent can't block Plague White with their Plague White, but they can block Fireblade Artist. This is a very nice turn. Against another Rakdos deck. Being on the play here, very important. Decline. Expecting a grotesque demise here. So we're going to attack. Going to light up the stage first. Trying to hit lands, of course, but spells are good too. Wow, almost a brick. Don't see a need to skewer. Play Plague White and pass. Opponent had nothing on 3. See if we get Firewheelered. Footlight Fiend. Alright, that's actually really good. It does only trade for 1 creature, right? If they block here, it dies. They can either kill this or kill a Plague White. And if it blocks a Plague White, it dies to the trigger. So I do think I'm just going to jam with everything. Probably kill Flameblade Artist, depending on how their hand looks. Unfortunately, Recluse is going to sit over here in no man's land. Which is fine, I don't need Recluse for this matchup. Alright, looks like they're going to go for the kill on the Flame Blade Artist. We're going to Blade Juggler. Oh yeah. Blade Juggler would love to Drill Bit here. Draw a Swamp would be nice. Yes, yes, yes. Alright, Drill Bit you. Opponent's at 7. They're just dead on board. Wow. I didn't expect to see this. Opponent concedes. Sentinel's Mark, get the point. Rafter Demon. So straight up Mardu. Match 2. I like the Carrion Imps for the mirror match. I like the Carnivals. I don't like Drill Bit as much because their hand empties quicker. They conceded pretty quick. I didn't get to see everything. Spear Spewer definitely coming out on the draw. I don't think Thurston Shade's good. Grudion's probably okay. Don't want Consigned to the Pit, but I like Clear the Stage. I don't want Rubble Belt Recluse here either. So I'm going to go down a land, up, probably like a Dead Revels or something. Just look to play the trade-off game. Maybe Grudion. Grudion's pretty good against like Sentinel's Mark. We're bringing in these Carrion Imps as well. All right, let's try this out. Another hand that would be really good on the play, but probably loses a lot of its luster on the draw. Mostly because they're probably going to play something that Plague White can't block. No, they don't have the red mana this time. Or at least they didn't play the red mana. So we're going to run out our 2-1 flanking zombie. See what they follow up with. No red mana. Okay. Well, that is not a good blocker here. I might... Well, I don't have a 2-drop. Let's go ahead and attack, and then we're probably just going to Blade Juggler and try to trade off for this Vampire. I can't block. It's more important, red or black. Don't think it matters too much. Am I going to Skewer that? If I had a 2-drop, I would definitely Skewer plus play a 2-drop. Just play Blade Juggler here. I guess we could have considered bringing our Vampire in, but I don't really like it. Would love to just draw Carnage and get him. Or Carnival. I guess if they have Sentinel's Mark here, they make a 4/4 lifelinker, but that's actually pretty good. If I block and they have Sentinel's Mark, it doesn't work. Still trade. Carnage me. Okay. It's actually kind of interesting. I think I'm going to get rid of Grudion because I think Roustabout's going to trade for most things anyway. And then the Inheritance? I don't think I need the Inheritance this game. Alright, well I'm not going to block now because they played pre-combat. Oh, that was an amazing draw. Kind of want to Carnage them back. Attack, Skewer, Roustabout, I think is going to be my play here. Skewer can take out something else, though. It's probably right to just Carnival this thing. Play Clamor Shaman or Roustabout. Yeah, probably better to play Roustabout, actually. That way I can go Clamor Shaman next turn. Clamor Shaman plus potentially Skewer. And it'd be harder for them to play around a thing that makes it so they can't block. Alright, as tempting as it is, the Carnage there, just 1 mana, kill your creature, attack for 5 seems pretty good. Gain him some life, though. Another Carnage would be really good. Cry of the Carnarium, kill my board. Alright, you got me. I don't know why that's in your deck, though, because it kills all of your creatures, too. Yeah, that was pretty good. Not going to lie. Let's play Plague White and pass. Cry of the Carnarium, the Mirror Breaker. Probably playing around their own Cry, too. They might have multiple creatures they can play here. Nasty Rousty. Alright, I'm going to play Clamor Shaman, attack, and go for the Skewer on Roustabout here, if that all works. They kill Skewer pre-combat. Clearly that doesn't do anything. Pre-combat effects? No. Alright, so Roustabout is not blocking here. All right, 3U Skewer. Tempted to hold Skewer again to try and kill the opponent, but... Oh, Sentinel's Mark. They had it too. All right, well, that takes the lifelink away, and I blow my Skewer, which is bad. All right, now they're on infinite cards. This is bad. This is real bad. Thought about it the second I cast it, too. I was like, what if... Oh, no! All right, well, now we're in a lot of trouble, I would say. Maybe not a lot, but a lot. Could attack with both, and then trade for Oligarch. I think I've got a double block Roustabout now. Opponent playing fast and loose with their Cry. All right, now I can't double block Roustabout. They're just going to jam with both. No blocks with both? That seems wrong. They should have attacked with this for sure. Undercity Troll, that's pretty good here, actually. Or Undercity Scavenger. Blocks both their creatures. I think I eat Plague White. I'll probably eat Clamor Shaman. Yeah, let's eat Plague White. What am I looking for? Dead Revels. Clear the stage. That could be good. Alright, so kind of at a little bit of a stalemate again. I'm at 3 life, though, which means I'm dead to a top deck Skewer or something like that. Probably send an Oligarch, right? Get that token going. If they had done that last turn, I'd be on a 2-turn clock. Play around another Sentinel? Nah, I'm just gonna pass. Opponent has 2 cards in hand, which probably 2 blanks. Not burn spells, not creatures, not removal spells. Maybe removal spells, you never know, but I'm gonna try to clear the stage this token. And what are we trying to get back? Cult Guildmage, I assume. All right, that's a little awkward. We're gonna go for the block here. 1 to me, 1 in the air. They could have... No, I'm still gonna block. I take 1 automatically. All right, what's your trick? Oh, they're gonna go for a trick on the Spirit? That's great. Final payment? No, that doesn't make sense. Really? This does make them keep their Roustabout. But I need to do this now. And I think I just get back Grudion now because of the Death Touch. Why sack the Spirit? You could probably take 5 there. Alright, we still need to draw kind of well here because they get to keep their Roustabout, which is a problem for us. We go down to 2. They attack again, we go down to 1. Alright, double spell here. I'm going to attack with Shaman as well. Alright, got pretty blown out by that Sentinel's Mark. They can kill Grudion right now, then I'm dead. Go down to 1. Opponent kills us with something here. They kill Grudion here. Alright, what you got? Another flyer would be good. Skewer. Okay, I mean, they could have just cast Skewer instead of wasting our time, but yeah, it's cool to go for the block, I guess. Maybe they have like an achievement to kill a certain number of creatures. Sweating it out again against Mardu. I like our configuration. Carnival seems good. We have to play a little bit less loose against their cards, though. They have Carnival as well. So I don't really love the Viscopa Vampire. I think that Carrion Imps would have been good there. So let's run it back and go to Game 3. All right, of course, in the match that matters most, we've got the first hand where I'm not super confident about it. If I knew I was going to draw a swamp, this hand would be good. But I think I mull it. All right, this hand is not good, of course. And our golden rule for mana rocks, if you keep a disproportionately high number of lands, you will always draw a land on your first turn. Scry to the bottom, draw a land. We're in trouble already. Wow, okay. Uh-oh, I don't like where this is going. Alright, and that does let us just land inheritance right now. And Scavenger has a 3/3, is pretty poor. Opponents start playing their spells? No. No black mana, so probably pretty high on black. I think we go for the 1/1 Clamor Shaman, or maybe the 2/2. Probably just play the 2/2, right? Clamor Shaman. That way it survives Carnival. And they Carnival Plague White if they want. Assuming they're on some number of spells. They didn't cast anything there. But they don't have black mana. Looks like Clamor Shaman's going down. Just put a Sky Tether on it. Just one time Sky Tether. Alright, Skewer Clamor Shaman. That is fine. Carnival Carnage, huh? Kind of want to attack for 2, run into a Summary Judgment, play Scavenger. I'm going to attack. They have Summary Judgment, they have it. They don't, so I am going to play a 5/5 here, which I imagine is pretty difficult for the opponent to deal with. They could kill Plague White in response. They did not. Alright, I like these. Dead Rebels for sure. I have 2 creatures in the graveyard already, right? Yeah. Yeah. Definitely going to keep Dead Rebel on top first. We have a 5/5. We have an ongoing inheritance. Again, you can see kind of our opponent being punished for their mana here. I don't even think there's anything they can play on red-white that stops this Scavenger from getting in there. Did not think we were going to be winning with that open in hand, especially after drawing all lands. Let's go Revels and then just play some creatures here. Like to hold Carnage. Alright. Yeah, I mean, that sucks, but that's what you get for playing 3 colors. It doesn't seem like our opponent had a lot of gates either. They just full on 3 colors. On the draw, though, I don't know what kind of hand they kept, but they didn't cast anything up till turn 4. Golden Demise, that card was bonkers. But that means Rakdos got us to 3-2, and we get to keep playing. Up to 2 more matches, up to 2 more. So Rakdos net us even, already better than Simic. Anyone who spoke bad about Rakdos, you're wrong. Let's try it out. Match 4? Match 4 coming up. Alright, this is keepable. Spewer, probably shouldn't even be in my deck. Especially on the draw, it's so bad. Breeding Pool, it's unfair. I'm going to run out Spewer first. Just run out Footlight Fiend. We're against Killer Owen, which I read as Killer Queen. I don't know why. I went to school. I know how to pronounce vowels. Oh, Incubation. Incubation does not hit lands, and I think that's what really kills the card for me. Scatewing Spy is a nice one, though. Another stupid gate deck. Always with the gate decks. Alright. Well, easy turn, attack with Footlight Fiend, play a Trumpeter. We don't have a lot of pressure in our hand, but we've got a lot of things to do with our mana, which I like. And Skewer is pretty good against the one card we've seen so far. Also looks like might be a slower matchup. This is not a gate, actually, the Breeding Pool, so we could kill a Ram if they had played it that turn. Ooh, Blade Juggler is very nice draw. See if they've got the Summary Dismissal or Slime Bind. Or Summary Judgment, not Summary Dismissal. Still getting the one for the Juggler, though. Go and play out a Mountain since we've got more to do with our red mana. Alright, Recluse, fine. They just play Scatewing Spy, we're going to Skewer it. Play something else, yeah. Alright. Alright. So I could attack with Juggler and offer him the trade. Or I could just go Skewer and Spewer, Skewer, and attack for 4. I like that a little bit better. Yeah, I like that better. Let's just go ahead and kill this thing now. Okay, a little bit of freeze in there. And this is where Spear Spewer starts to look decent, actually. In fact, Spear Spewer would have been better than Footlight Fiend there. Yeah, we have to run out the mountain to play the Spewer. Alright, let's see what else is coming down. Grasp and Throw, maybe? Not quite Negate Colossus. Sky Tether, Blade Juggler, okay. And High Alert on a naked board. Alright, good chance to just throw out Rubble Belt to Recluse and attack with Footy. That Sky Tether does make it so that I have a free chump block at some point, and also if I draw Undercity Scavenger, I have something I really don't mind sacking. I'm basically just always activating Spear Spewer at this point when you're really far ahead. Shark to Crab, why couldn't we have that? Shark to Crab's good, but they're going to have to take 6 here. Alright, I do think we're definitely shooting them. Attack with Recluse. My guess would be they don't block. Alright, and then play Trumpeter and pass. Shark to Crab is ridiculously good. Just, I mean, without any other help, it's good. Just on its own. And then it gets in those situations where sometimes you can move counters onto it and stuff like that, and it goes crazy. So opponent, if they activate Shark to Crab, they have to do it on the Recluse. Okay. Well, constrained on mana. Didn't see too much of the opponent's deck. High Alert again is going to get us when it gets us, but there's Shark to Crab and what is that thing called? The Fiend or the Skatewing Spy. Kind of want Consign to the Pit here. Kind of want Blade Brand against these creatures and Grudion. And then we'll take out on the draw probably the Rubble Belt Recluse. Clear the stage. Rubble Belt was fine there, but I was on the play. It's always going to be decent on the play, especially when you're really far ahead and your opponent's mana screwed, so let's not act like that's always going to happen. Taking out Spear Spewer again, just don't love it. And I like the Drill Bit for sure. I might even like another Drill Bit. Against these multicolor decks, like all these Gate decks, you can take a key card out of their hand a lot of the times. Clear the stage, probably fine. But with Consign, again, might not need it. Sideboarding has been exceptionally hard for these matches. All right, let's not bring in the second Drill Bit, and I like the Blade Brand. I like it a lot. Hasn't come up at all. Guess clear the stage is probably what I'm leaning towards, especially taking out the Rubble Belt. All right, let's run it back. All right, match 2 against Killer Queen. Killer Owen. Opponent with the Gate, me with the 1-drop. Ooh, Footlight Fiend 1 time, please. Footlight Fiend 1 time. Drill Bit should be pretty good against a slower deck. Okay. Run out. I guess Trumpeter is more likely to get in, but Guildmage deals more damage. Trumpeter, again. The Menace just means it's very unlikely my opponent blocks the Trumpeter next turn, which means I can get that turn 3 Blade Juggler. Opponent could have Thought Collapse here, but that's not really the worst. Could also just Summary Judgment this Trumpeter or something. I'm going to just run out Blade Juggler. See if they've got the counter spell at the ready. They do not. Alright, drawn into another land as well. I feel like they've probably got Summary Judgment there. Maybe the Fairy. Fairy's another thing to watch out for. Doesn't block these, though. Alright, let's go ahead and jam into Settle the Wreckage. And then I think this is a Drill Bit turn. Summary Judgment, okay. Fair enough, fair enough. So what's our turn look like here? I could go double creature. I think I'm going to Drill Bit and play Cult Guildmage. Once they get to the point where they can cast 5-drops, that's where I really like to see their hand. See if they have Chillbringer, stuff like that. Grasp and Throw, Kaya's Wrath. They have no black sources right now. Gates Ablaze as well. Geez, opponent's on all sorts of stuff. Gates Ablaze with 1 gate. They cannot cast anything, can they? I don't think I take Kaya's Wrath. Yeah, they can't cast any of these. I'm tempted to just take Thrall or Gates Ablaze. Gates Ablaze means they have to draw 2 more gates. This is really tough. I wonder what people would take here. I don't care too much about the Applied Biomancy, and I can skewer the Graspin Thrall. So I think I just take Gates Ablaze, let him have Kaya's Wrath, because that requires 2 more of a certain color. And now that I know their hand and they can't cast anything, I'm going to jam on them as much as possible, if I can. Actually, Cult Guildmage gets pretty good here, too. High Alert, sure. Yeah, they play the island, get to start eating these cards out of their hand. I'm going to do that. Start getting rid of these high-value cards. I assume Applied Biomancy is going to be the first to go. It should be Kaya's Wrath, though. They're not even close. I can make them discard before then. I'm not getting in as much damage this way, but next turn I can go Trumpeter plus Activate again. I mean, they really only need to draw 1 high-toughness creature, and my plan kind of stops like that. But that's where the Blade Brand comes in. Plus, Trumpeters can attack through that. Let's go and eat that Kaya's Wrath. Go ahead and play Trumpeter. This actually raises us pretty well, not going to lie. But I do have a Blade Brand for it at some point. Might be right to just play Scavenger here, actually. That way I'm attacking for way more damage. A lot of my opponent's top-decked lands are going to come in tapped as well. Plaguewhite Roustabout. These aren't great against what they have on board. I don't want Plaguewhite at this point. I don't think I want Roustabout either. I think I want, like, Consign to the Pit, Card Draw, stuff like that. Dead Revels into Skatewing Spy. Alright. That is very skewerable. Nice, nice, nice. Alright. So attack for 5, 6, 7. They can't block those. And we get to skewer for 1 and make them discard another card. Boom, boom. I mean, opponent's top decking cards. They top decked High Alert into this, into this. Can't play around them top decking all gas, right? So let's go ahead and take out Spy. And I really want to get that stupid Thrall out of their hand. Those are both cards that could swing this around for the opponent. I know I'm missing out on damage, but if they just go Swamp Swamp and then they Kaya's Wrath or something, or they play Grasp and Throw, I'm in a lot of trouble. Blade Brand at the ready as well. Yep, there goes Rakdos Guildgate, so let's get this thing out of their hand before they can play it. Opponent can attack and just High Alert. Okay, nice. Very nice. Another situation where stretching your mana too far really hurts you. That was just a lot of stuff. Applied Biomancy, Kaya's Wrath, 2 cards that probably shouldn't be in the same deck unless you're on, like, mono green Open the Gates. Let's just play another match, though. So the next one decides it. Either we win, we lose, game over after that. Let's see if we can do the 5-1. See you in match 6. All right, not quite there on this hand. We're going to go ahead and mulligan into also not very good hand. I think I mulligan this as well. It's pretty bad. Yeah, sure. Sure. Clear the stage to the bottom. Ryan J. Don't want to start off being on the play on a mull to 5, but I don't think either of those hands were very justifiable, unless you know for a fact you're going to draw a mountain. Again, anytime you have a disproportionately high number of lands in your opening hand, your next draw will always be a land. Every single time. I do not like where we're at here. Alright, Clamor Shaman's actually a really good draw. I'm going to go ahead and attack with Trumpeter, maybe try to get him to use a Fairy or a Summary Judgment, and then play Clamor Shaman as a 2/2. Summary Judgment inbound, Clamor Shaman it up. And Clamor Shaman's fine here. Punch us on 7 cards. We're not going to win with this hand, but we have like light up the stage and stuff, so we could get in there. Single Dead Revels would be pretty good. Fireblade Artist, huh? That's pretty good. Let's play around Quench. Got the Essence Capture. No, I mean, that to me makes it feel like they have a Quench or something. That was a good draw. That was a good draw. I feel like I should play around Quench if I can, based on that tiny little stop there. It was a tiny little stop. All right, Senate Griffin. Can't block, so they're going to take another 4. Going down to 12. We needed to draw spells here. We definitely needed to draw spells to keep up this game. And we did not draw spells. Which is a shame. 2 more cards in this hand. Imagine if I just had, like, even if one of them was a land and another spell, I'd be pretty far ahead here. Now, sure, they gain their 4 back. They can start bashing us, so they've got a clock. And assuming they can play something else here as well. Just lose to the lone Senate Griffin. Play another blocker here as well. Oh, end kill our dude. Alright, but draw land. We'll go ahead and sack that. Maybe I shouldn't because of Undercity Scavenger. Okay, sure. You got me, opponent. You got me on the Mold of 5. Congrats. Not how we want to go out with this Rakdos deck. But Sentinel's Mark, Sky Tether, stuff like that, it's going to be pretty good against us. Again, the drill bit's just looking great. Carrying Imp seems good against Senate Griffin as just something that can trade off and Dead Revels back later. Probably don't want too many, though. Don't know about Carnival yet. Consign also. Probably not quite what we want. Drill bits for days, though, against the all instance deck. Spear Spewer is out. And Rebel Bell on the play I like. Spike Wheel Acrobats. Probably decent. Roustabout. It's so hard to make cuts. Don't want to cut my 2 drops. Just bring out Acrobat. Alright, let's run it. Game 2 coming up. It's a much better open in hand. Hopefully they Sky Tether something. We can turn for Undercity Scavenger. Could use a Footlight Fiend. You know what we didn't see in the draft besides Get the Point? Scorch Mark. And Scorch Mark's not like insane or anything, but I don't think we saw a single Scorch Mark in the draft. Would have been pretty good in our deck. Senate Griffin reminded me of that because Senate Griffin loses a lot of points for being killable by whatchamacallit, by Scorch Mark. Opponent with a play that does not block Plague White. Very nice, very nice. Carrying Imp seems good here. So we're going to attack and just play Climber Shaman as a 2/2. Because opponent's not going to block here anyway, so no reason to get that 1 extra damage in. Oh, really? Throw away? Oh, okay. They caught it. They caught it. Opponent did top their card. Drawing a drill bit would be kind of cool. Ministrant of Obligation. That card is obnoxious. Very obnoxious. Oh, that's a bad attack. Yeah, because then I can make it so this can't block. Alright, I do think I'm going to attack with just Plague White, and if they want to block with Ministrant, that's fine. I'll go and carry an Imp. Leave my Clamor Shaman back on defense. They could also just take 2 here, and that'd be cool. Be okay with that. Them not blocking, I'm going to go Plague White plus Cult Guildmage, I think. Save carrying him for when the 2 life actually matters. I thought on pre-release this card itself had flying. I was like all about it, and it doesn't have flying, and I'm still kind of all about it. Alright, here comes Senate Griffin. Another creature that doesn't block Plague Whites too much. Next turn I might send with everything or start just Cult Guildmage in our opponent here, depending on what their attacks look like. They can attack with Sage Row, but everything they attack with makes their blocks worse with this Clamor Shaman out. Dead Revels is a nice draw here. I think I'm supposed to just start eating their hand, maybe? Attack with Plague White, this thing. Or attack with everything and just dead revels back my guys. No, I don't want to trade off Guild Mage here. I think I'm going to go Plague White, and then just carry an Imp whatever they block with. Make it so Ministrant can't block here as well. And I don't have to worry about that right away. Make it so this can't block, and then I can actually deal with their dudes. Because I don't care about their Sage Row guy. Yeah, I like this. They want to throw their Sage, or their Ministrant as well. I want that Ministrant off board so I can start getting through the X-ones. I like the block with the Senate Griffin. I like that a lot. So they're going to have 2 Spirits and the Sage Row to these guys plus the Carrion Imp. And I'm definitely playing Carrion Imp here. I think I'm just going to eat Ministrant. I'd rather them not grind me with that card if I could avoid it. And the Carrion Imp blocks pretty well here too. I think it's better to just play to the board than it is to start eating their hand with Guild Mage. Alright, I like that. Every time I see this, I just assume High Alert's coming around at some point, but none of their other cards have been High Alert cards. This card's just fine on its own. It's not great without High Alert, but it plays pretty nicely with Sentinel's Mark and whatnot. Okay, we can attack with Carrion Imp. Can attack with Plague White too. None of these block Plague White. I guess this can block Plague White though, and they just don't take damage, so just attack with Carrion Imp, see if they want to do anything tricky here. They could triple block. I'll trade it for 2 Spirits. Could get blown out. I guess we don't even get really like blown out by Sentinel's Mark, but this is fine. Oh, Fairy Duelist. Alright, that's a little bit of a blowout. Always got to worry about the Fairy Duelist, huh? Wish we could flash in this Undercity Scavenger. Make them discard a card here. Then they're probably attacking me now, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's like a real clock. Can't Dead Revels for the cheap. I could Dead Revels if I want to ping them. I'm going to eat a card out of their hand. Probably trade off Plague White here for this guy. Oh, that card's really good. Azorius Skyguard. And they either had or top decked a Summary Judgment. This is pretty bad because I don't have a guaranteed way to get in damage now. They're probably going to leave Senate Courier back, maybe even give it Vigilance. Or not, they have something to block. I'm not going to block because I might need to do this Dead Revels thing. If I can get a Carrion Imp back, I feel fine. They just have another blocker as well. I don't think they're going to block my Plague White, though. So we getting in there. Dead Revels back. Carrion Imp plus probably just Clamor Shaman. Cult Guild Mage. The Azorius Guild Mage is good against us. This is kind of tough. I'm going to play Hackrobat this turn. Maybe I don't. Maybe I just play Clamor Shaman as a 2-2. What does that even block? Nothing. It's definitely Carrion Imp and just Cult Guild Mage. And then I'm just going to play Hackrobat here because it does block their creatures on the ground. And opponent's got Merfolk Looter active, and I'm pretty far behind. They've got 5 in the air a turn, plus gain 2 on a stick. So we've got our work cut out for us here. Already gotten blown out once. Pretty easy to get blown out again. They have a creature, right? Yeah, get that Skyguard. Yep, this is 4 damage. Not super crazy or anything. And what else you got, opponent? Undercity Scavengers, not bad here. Alright, they got something. Or they're just going to go ahead and loot. They drew nothing, and they just wanted to make sure blocks were fine, that they're not going to die or something like that. Pitch Simic Guildgate. Interesting. Interesting. I'd rather them do that than gain 2 life. Roustabout. I think we just go Carrying Imp here. I can attack with both. Play Carrying Imp, and that blocks everything. It's assuming their last card isn't something crazy. Yeah, I'm going to attack with both here. Not blocking their Senate Guildmage anyway. They're probably not attacking with that. Oh man, they drew a relevant spell? Jeez, off the top, huh? Alright, well, they're on all summary judgments all the time. Fine by me. Plague White gets in there. Play Carrying Imp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Could go Roustabout plus Cult Guildmage. Uses my mana a little bit better. And then next turn I can go for Carrying Imp plus Ping. It does let them attack with Sage Row Savant here, so I take a little bit more damage. But this is going to give me 2 life regardless of when I play it. I guess it blocks now is one reason to play it, but can't count on my opponent always drawing amazing cards. Alright, it does make it less likely they have a big play this turn, given Vigilance. Boom, 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 boom. Go to 8. Did not attack with Sage Row Savant. Ooh. We don't have a big creature on board for that. So Roustabout can attack and trade here. And that's fine. Roustabout's not going to get better. If they just block with Courier, they take 1 anyway. Plague White can get in there. I think Roustabout attacking is fine. Get one of their little dudes off board. Makes it less likely we get Alpha Strike or something like that. And as much as I want to make them discard the last card in their hand, we are going to just play Carrying Imp and start pinging. This is a really close game. And keep up red mana. Yep. Could have attacked with Plague White there too, but the block, they would have just blocked with the Courier. Let's go and eat this Skyguard. That card's amazing against us. Card's just really good in general. Now I have a Carrying Imp that can sit back and block most of their flyers. So we're kind of stable with each other. They do have the Looter. The Looter doesn't net them cards. It does look like they're drawing a lot of nothing. Discard Plains, sure. Clear the stage. I would like to get Scavenger down first. So maybe if Plague White gets blanked here, we'll go ahead and eat it with Scavenger. Opponent played a land too instead of sandbagging it with the Guildmage, so they must have another land in hand. Well, Looter's good. They would have flooded super hard there. Gateway Sneak doesn't change the board too much. I like that. There's no way they're attacking here. We can start pinging. Alright. Not sure if we're at an advantage or not. Them with the Looter, us with the pinger. Play out all my lands for sure. Plague White attacks, they just block with this. Nothing kills Plague White here. Might as well make that attack. They might not see it. Since I know for a fact I can't lose my Plague White to anything, I don't see any real reason not to go for something. I'm going to hold clear the stage until this Undercity Scavenger comes up. Scavenger seems pretty important here because it attacks through everything. And then clear the stage also really good if I can pull it off. They could just find an answer to the Scavenger, of course. They've got 2 shots at it next turn. But 5/5 is going to brick wall everything on the ground. All right, I want Blade Juggler. 1, 2, 3. Don't know if I want this land, though. I mean, I do know if I want that land. I don't. Opponent's already filtered through a lot of lands, so they're not super likely to flood. 3, 6, 9. They've seen 9 of their lands. Okay, opponent, stop wasting our time. Stop wasting our time. I get it. I get it. It's cute. You can do the thing. All right, loot right away. I love that. It means they drew a blank. It means they don't have the option to use this later on. Also can't block. Kind of relevant. Uh-oh, they drew something. Oh, come on, opponent. Stop that. Planes. Oh, I don't like when they start looking at all their things. It means they're counting up damage. See what the attack looks like. No attack at all. Great. So, ping. Very tempting to just try and make him discard, but if they drew an instant, they just cast it, then it doesn't really work well. I'm going to attack with Scavenger. Oh, maybe they were counting up how much damage they could do. Still going to attack with Scavenger. Trade it for Gateway Sneak and Fairy Duelist. It's not great. I'm going to play as if they didn't draw something that just blows me out here. Looks like they're going to go for a big multi-block. And if this works in my favor, I get to blow them out. Ooh, something pre-combat. Ooh, what if they drew Sentinel's Mark? So we want to put Gateway Sneak first. And then Duelist, Spirit. Just kill off the Duelist and the Gateway Sneak. Opponent's saying sure. Or I guess I have priority. Alright, let's do this on just Gateway Sneak. And target Hackerbat or Clamor Shaman. Hackerbat actually seems really good here. Let's see if they can blow us out. Sentinel's Mark off the top. I would still get my guy. Yes. Now I get to eat 3 dudes. Alright, that went very well for us. Game's still not over, but we just decimated the opponent's board. 2 for 4 or something like that. Senate Griffin pressures us, but trades for Carrion Imp, so not too big of a deal. Also, this thing can start gaining life. Like I said, game is not over. Kept on top as well. We do get to play Blade Juggler plus Hackerbat, put our opponent down to 6 here. They have to block Scavenger as well, because otherwise I can kill them with the Guild Mage. Ooh, light up the stage as well. Alright, that's a lot of gas. That is a lot of gas. Let's go Scavenger here. See what they block like. You gotta block with something. Okay, throwing away a courier. I like that. Maybe it's not quite throwing it away. Let's go light up the stage first. Oh, we didn't deal damage. Let's go and shoot them for 1. And then let's play Blade Juggler and probably just Hackerbat. Yeah, taking the damage here is kind of scary, but Carrion Imp can sit here and block for a little bit. It's not too bad. Carnival Carnage, that's not bad either. But we are going to play Hackerbat. Just build out a huge board here. I don't think we're dying next turn. And then we've got just a lot of incidental damage. Opponent's probably going to go up to 7 here, I imagine. All right, played a land into a Gate Colossus. Very nice, but I think we can kill our opponent here. So if I attack with everything, they take 2, 4 minimum, and then that's 5, 6, 7. So yeah, my opponent is dead despite the Gate Colossus. They can't activate Senate Guild Mage. Let's not make that oversight. Should have probably just cast Carnage first, and then my opponent sees the lethal on board, they concede, and we save a little bit of our night. Just a little bit. Doing it this way makes it look like the opponent can get out of the situation and then shoot him anyway. Yeah, this is 5. We could go light up the stage and look for Skewer the Critics and then make it look like we didn't have lethal here. I guess I'll do it. It's okay to have fun once in a while. I just don't like wasting people's time, you know? Let's do it. Let's light up the stage. Just hit Skewer one time. Make it look like we got lucky. Nope. Alright. Shaboom. Deal 3, and boom. Rakdos takes the 5th win. The 5th win against Gate Colossus. My opponent would no gates, though. Did not think we were going to go 5 with this. I did think our deck was good. I felt like we should have 3'd. Wait, do we still have another match? Oh my god, that was match 2? I'm over here talking like I won. Did I lose game 1? Oh my god, I'm so sorry. We showed our opponent all sorts of extra cards. We did lose game 1, didn't we? All right, we mulled to 5. Interesting. Interesting. All right. Welp. Carnival Carnage didn't seem that much better. Noxious Greedon is not a good answer to Gate Colossus. The Dead Revel seemed fine. Our opponent's got a lot of summary judgments and whatnot. Clear the Stage also seemed good. Rebel Belt Recluse seemed like it was going to be on the weak side there. So I like going for the down a land here, up a spell, up like a cheap spell, maybe the other Carrion Imp against Flyers. Yeah. Just try it out. Actual game 3. We didn't go 5 yet. We didn't win 5. Let's try it out. All right, punished by our arrogance. This hand would be amazing if I knew I was going to draw a swamp. As it is, I think it's safe to mulligan on the draw. Wait, no, I mulled. Did I just press keep? I wanted to mull this. Oh my god. I thought... No, there we go. This isn't great, but I'm going to keep and hope to scry a swamp. It's actually decent with a swamp. What's going on? My opponent... I don't really know what's happening here. Assume my opponent kept Dead Revels to the bottom. Alright. As per true Mana Rocks fashion, anytime you keep a disproportionately spell-heavy hand, you will always draw a spell on turn 1. Is something bugging out here? What's going on with our opponent? Okay. We're just lagging super hard. Resolute Watchdog. Mountain, mountain, mountain. Alright, we didn't draw a spell. We drew a land. That doesn't really matter. Still have an opportunity to draw Swamp. Plague White, again, attacks into Resolute Watchdog. Just let this be a lesson that Plague White is a lot better than it looks. Just because the way it shapes out in the format, there are a lot of early plays, 1s and 2 drops, but a lot of times your opponent's not willing to trade those off like the Guild Mages. So Plague White attacks into them, and then it also just can't really profitably blocked by 1/3s or 1/2s or anything like that. So Plague White gets in there, really good spectacle enabler. Very similar to, what is it called? Alright, well, we're going to lose to Mana Screw. We did board out a land, that's fair, but mull to 5. I mean, we've got some time, but not much. We're going to have to skewer next turn if we can. Opponent attacking with the Guild Mage. Okay. Alright, might have to skewer that. And we did draw the Swamp, but I think we're just going to have a skewer turn here. Can't let this get through, I don't think. Also get him while the Watchdog can't be sacrificed. Watchdog, don't care too much about. I don't have a lot of actual removal. Ooh, Inheritance. Do I just play that while I'm not under too much pressure? I think so. Opponent's missing a land. Take some damage, but then I can play Carrion Imp. Gain back some life. I've got additional plays with Drill Bit here. In fact, I might even go Drill Bit, Cult Guild Mage. Drill Bit to see if my opponent's got counter spells. Footlight Fiend as well, so I can play a lot of stuff this turn. Neat. Alright, let's go ahead and look at the opponent's hand. I do only have 1 black mana again, so that's kind of obnoxious. Maybe I don't want to drill bit this turn then. Just run out some 2-drops. I would rather my Carrion Imp not get countered. I guess I can't play both 2-drops anyway, so this looks like Footlight Fiend plus Cult Guildmage. Now it says Footlight Fiend. That is not Footlight Fiend. Senate Guildmage does match up pretty well against Ill-Gotten Inheritance. They can gain more life than they lose, but if they're using the life gain ability, they're not looting, and I'm fine with that. Sage's Row Savant's not exactly amazing here with the Footlight Fiend on board. 2 on top I don't like, though. I do not like 2 on top. Haven't seen Quench from this opponent either, so I don't know that we're quenching, or that we're playing around Quench. It looks like I'm gaining 2. Oh, we can make them discard 2 cards. I think we probably just want to play Imp here now. Yeah, if they have Quench, they have it, but I don't think they have it. They can't have Essence Scatter here. Nom nom nom, gain some life back. All is well. Could attack with Footlight Fiend. I like holding back the blockers with it. Imagine my opponent's gonna loot or gain 2. I don't even remember what I was saying before all this. Gain 2 life. Alright, so their hand must be decent. Probably kept lands on top. Senate Griffin is fine. They already know their Scry as well, so that's not too bad. I can block everything as well. I like this. Would like to find a removal spell for this thing. Ooh, another Carrion Imp. That means I can trade this Imp off quite nicely. I think I just Carnage them while they've got 2 cards in hand. They're probably drawing a land. Maybe they've got that stupid 3/3 first strike flyer. And they're just like, lands on top. The Azorius Sky Knight, is that what it's called? Sky Guard? If they kept a land on top and I can... Oh, there's not a reason to loot there. Why would you loot? You're just going to discard your Scry instead. You're still going to lose that card. Oh, never mind. That makes sense. They want to keep whatever card is in hand. Oh, right, but they have to discard. So yeah, they just lost whatever they kept on top. Sky Tether and Sky Knight. They did have it. Interesting. Well, Sky Tether and Azorius Skyguard were both good draws there. Definitely jamming Carrion Imp. Maybe they'll use the Watchdog here, and then I can play another Carrion Imp. Drawing Dead Revels and stuff like that would be pretty good. Get this stupid Watchdog off board while I can, too. Okay. And that also means they didn't draw like a trick or anything, like Sentinel's Mark. Otherwise, they just use that there while I'm tapped out. Cult Guildmage can eat their hand as well. Probably just going to play a Carrion Imp, though. Dang, no Swamp. This Drill Bit's going to be pretty bad, I think. This is fine. I can play Carrion Imp and then shoot them for 1 with Guildmage. Negate the damage that they've gained. Let's go and eat Skyguard here. And I'm expecting my opponent to gain 2 life. So we are in for a grinder. I don't know why I thought I had won 2-1 against this opponent. They have Gate Colossus in their deck too. So they do have a card that will come down and beat us. This is good against this. Oh, alright. We are definitely have it out for ourselves. Play the Simic Guildgate. Sure. Just blocking. So they can start getting into the word courier. See, I'm not worried about dying right now, but I'm worried about them not dying is the problem. I need to get something big on board, and I don't have a lot of big stuff. Climber Shaman's fine. I can play pretty easy turn of Climber Shaman Plague White. Drill Bit again, kind of rotten in my hand. No real attacks here either. Undercity Scavenger would be a decent draw because I can sack Footlight Fiend and shoot this Savant. Opponent's going to find their Gate Colossus pretty quickly though. Then I'm just going to lose to that, so I'm not really feeling great against the 4 life a turn off these Guild Mages. Alright, loot. Every loot is less life they're gaining. Alright, what's the discard, my friend? Colossus. Uh-oh. Oops. They discarded the wrong card? That's not oops. Could they have played it this turn? Alright, so they have the Colossus. And Colossus just kills me unless... Nope, there's no way I can get back Carrying Imp and also play it this turn. They're going to draw Colossus. They're going to play it. I'm just dead to that, right? I don't have anything going on. Can't make them discard it at sorcery speed. Yeah, I'm pretty dead here. These can attack. I can't. Yeah, none of my creatures can block the stupid Colossus. I don't think I brought in Consign to the pit either. Maybe if they had kept it in their hand, instead of putting it on top, I would be able to discard it. But as it stands, they're going to play it. I am going to die to it. And that will be that. Oh, I thought they were looting for a second. I was like, wait, there's a chance. I don't think I can draw anything here. I guess if I draw like a 3-power creature and Blade Brand, then there's a chance. So like Light Up the Stage might be our best draw. Let's go ahead and shoot the opponent for 1. Senate Guild Mages did a lot of work here. Kept our opponent's life total pretty high, so now I can't race this Colossus. I mean, they're at virtually 19 life. Light Up the Stage. Fireblade Artist doesn't do it. A little bit too late for the cute interaction there, too. And we'll go ahead and ship. I need to draw like Light Up the Stage into Blade Juggler into Blade Brand or something like that. Which is asking a lot. Stupid Colossus. Stupid Colossus. Trying to think if I have anything else in my deck that can even deal with this. Alright, go and get in there. Surprised they stopped attacking with the Senate Courier. They're at such a high life total. Ministrant. Alright, all gas, but they went through a lot of lands there. Actually, no they didn't. The opposite of last game. Alright, Light Up the Stage. Maybe Dead Rebels. Sack a creature? No, I don't want to do that. Nope. I think I'm okay just calling this one. Give it one more turn. Should play my land. Maybe if they didn't have these Guild Mages, I could try and race them, but they do have the Guild Mages, so they're gaining way more life than I can handle. So my hubris got the best of me. We did not take the 5 and X. We took the 4 and X, which is kind of where I thought this Rakdos deck would land. I do think our deck is good. I don't think it's like the best Rakdos deck we could have. All right. All right, loot. Sure thing, my friend. Sure thing. Play another Senate Courier. All right. Blade Juggler? Draw a Blade Juggler would be okay. No, I don't think we're at the sacking creatures point of this game yet. All right, all right. There were some draws there that would make me keep playing, but I'm going to go and give this one to the opponent. They're too far ahead, and this card is too good for limited as an uncommon. But there you go. Without that card on board, if they just had what they had, we'd be at a standstill. Even through these, I think I can grind them out with my Dead Revels and whatnot. I think our deck was sweet, though. Nice little Rakdos deck, kind of bread and butter. We didn't see a lot of the key commons. Like, we saw one Blade Juggler. We didn't see any Scorch Marks or get the points. But the Inheritance was decent. Didn't win us every game. In fact, we lost match 1 with it out on curve. And you saw kind of the strengths and weaknesses of Rakdos in the late game. Once your opponent stabilizes, they're at a high life total. You just don't really have top decks that can beat them in like a dedicated all aggro deck. Very similar to Boros. But Boros in Guilds of Ravnica had a lot of ways to get around blockers with things like Cosmotronic Wave and Intrusive Pack Beast. Rakdos doesn't really have that, so you have to go the direct damage route to kind of close out the game, or the grindy Dead Revels route. And a lot of times your opponent can shut that off by gaining life or exiling graveyard, so on and so forth. So Rakdos is sweet, but normally don't go into it unless you open like a bomb rare like Judith or Rakdos himself, or even something like Bedeck or Bedevil could put you into Rakdos. But our deck played out well, and we had a lot of fun games, and this is a really long video for playing aggro. So we're going to go ahead and claim our prize. Net almost make up for what we lost in the Simic video. And that's going to go ahead and do it for round 2 of By Force. Next time, we have one of 3 guilds plus the gate deck left. Hopefully, we get real gate payoffs like the Colossus, and we can crush people with the Colossus. But yeah, thanks for watching. This is part 2 of By Force. Again, my name's Timothy on Mana Rocks. Appreciate you being here. I'll see you next time.